So yeah, Wine About It is back. I will say this was not this was not planned. When I came back to streaming, I put such a hard stop on everything, and I was like, I can't touch anybody ever again. Here's the deal. A lot of people seem to be confused. A lot of people are like, oh, Maya's back. Like, Maya's coming back to, now Maya's going to be on Nick's stream. No. I think it's a pretty clear, I have two clear exceptions for not being completely isolated on my own. And those exceptions are one, educational collabs at Alveus. Because my platform has always been a means to teach people about conservation. Doing collabs is an excellent way to do that, and it's very important. Educational collabs at Alveus. That's exception number one. Exception number two is qtcinderella, because Cutie's my best friend. She's been my best friend since fucking, I don't know, a long time. And since I've come back, I've been very public about my association with Cutie, and so that's already established. Like, it's been there, you know? And when I came back and I told her that I wasn't down to do Wine About It anymore, Devin, thank you for the 2 months. I don't think we've actually talked about this, but now we can. Okay, this is it's a whole thing. This was not easy for me or Cutie. When I talked to Cutie pretty much every day when I was off, when I was not streaming, deciding whether I should come back to streaming, writing the statement that I released, deciding what it was going to look like for me when I get back. And I told Cutie I can't do LA anymore, because flying to LA once a month, every month, sucks. To be frank, I don't mind flying, but I would lose a lot of time to it. You know, I have Alveus, and I would have to leave the animals and leave my staff once a month, and it's, you know, it's several days and travel days, and I hate LA. I've never liked LA, and so that was a lot. And then two, I was like, all I want, part of what went on with all that unraveling is I was so scared of losing my platform for conservation, and I was so scared of losing Alveus. And so I was so, Salva, thank you, Devin, thank you, Anthony, Nasty, Drizzy, thank you so much. I was so focused on building Alveus up, because that experience made me realize that Alveus does not have feet to stand on without me. And I was like, I don't want that to be the case. I don't want Alveus to be completely dependent on Maya as a brand. And so the reason that I came back to streaming, which I've talked about this before and I've been pretty open, if I didn't have Alveus, would I have come back to streaming? I don't know. My initial gut reaction is no. But I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But it was for Alveus. I wanted to come back, and I wanted to milk the main, right? This is the email that everyone's typing. My goal in coming back is I was like, I need to push all the success that I've had with my platform to Alveus as a platform. I need to spend more time at Alveus. I need to move there. I need to be there every day. I need to focus everything on Alveus, because it's what I'm passionate about, you know? And I care a lot about it. So when I came back, I was like, that's all I have the bandwidth to do. I was like, I don't even want to be back. I hate this industry. Like, I don't want to do this. All I have the bandwidth for is Alveus. And I told Cutie that, and I was like, and that means I can't do Wine About It. I can't come to LA anymore. I can't talk about other streamers on this podcast. I need to be on my own, head down, at Alveus. And it was really hard. It was like not, because it was very certain. It wasn't like a, hey, let's just feel this out and see how the next couple months goes, and then maybe we can bring it back. I told her, I was like, it's it. Like, this is all I'm going to do. It was like a very hard stop. And Cutie and I only see each other for Wine About It. You know, like we would only see each other once a month, and it was because I was flying there once a month for stream. And so I told her, I was like, we can do trips where we don't make content. Like, we can go hang out here. We can get an Airbnb here. We can meet in the middle. But we both knew, because of the way me and Cutie operate, that we're not going to do that because, okay, we could do that. But me and Cutie work the same. We wouldn't do that if we weren't working. So it felt like a breakup. It was like, what are we going to do then? We're never going to see each other again. It was really sad. We both cried about it a lot. It was like, oh, it's over. Like, this is over. Doug, thank you for the 16 months. So that's how that ended, is I was like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. And we didn't even really consider the possibility of doing it virtually because it didn't feel like it was going to work. And it wasn't the in-person thing that made me want to stop doing it. It was the industry, you know? It was like, I just don't want to be in that bubble anymore. I don't want to be a part of it. I need to be like away. And so we didn't even consider it being virtual. And then, you know, it's been like months since I came back. Me and Cutie still talk every day. Wow. Scarlett, thank you for 3 months. And Cutie and I, you know, we're doing like band appeals and calling each other on stream. And it was just like, this has been an exception since I came back, and it's not going anywhere. Like, my association with Cutie, me being friends with Cutie publicly, we literally do whine about it every day on the phone. And people know that we do that. So, yeah. So, like, why not? And then we talked about it a few weeks before the Streamer Awards. We decided to bring it back. Patreon, different. Is it only going to be on Patreon? No. So, the other thing about Whine About It for a year, we did Whine About It for a year, over a year, and we never did a Patreon, and that is completely on me. Despite people asking for it, I was scared to do a Patreon because I am terrified of being predatory, and I'm terrified of selling friendship to people. And despite people being like, it can just be ad-free, it can be uncensored, it can be extra content, you know, which all of those are very fair. I was just really scared of selling friendship. I don't know. I've had a lot of issues in being a streamer with, it's a massively overused word nowadays, but the parasocial thing, you know? It's caused a lot of issues for me. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's made me unsafe, you know? And so I am scared of engaging in that. And so for a long time, I just told Cutie, I was like, I don't think we can do it, you know? Because I looked at other examples of Patreon, and it was like, you can do this, or you can pay this much, and then you can talk to us. You know, you can pay this much, and we'll send this to you, or you'll get this, or you'll whatever. And I was like, see, I know there are people that will spend money for that, and that just doesn't feel good to me. And I was like, I don't want to do that. But Cutie and I talked about the Patreon a lot, and there's a lot. You build your tiers, right? We've obviously built our own tiers, and TIERS, and on Patreon, and they can be whatever you want. And so what we have on the Patreon is 2 exclusive episodes. So it's extra episodes. We have ad-free content on there, obviously. We have uncensored content, so there's no bleeps. We have early access to merch. We have trash TV reacts, which is just, again, extra content. So we're going to be like reacting to shows. We have mini episodes, extra content. And then in the highest tier, we have, I'm doing like prints. I'm like watercoloring and sending out prints, not watercoloring each one. I'm making a print, and then it's getting copied and sent out. And then Cutie's doing a recipe card. And then we're doing a monthly sticker. And all of those things felt okay to me, you know? It's not like a direct, you know, it's not like I'm writing you a letter. It's not like we're pen pals. It all felt okay to me. It felt like safe to me. And we're selling a product, right? And there's no like paying for interaction with us. It's paying for extra content. It's extra. You know, if you want more Whine About It, here. And so, and yeah, and pet photos and stuff, yeah. So I felt okay about that, and that's why we decided on the Patreon. Is Cutie pissed at me for not coming to that conclusion a year ago? Yeah. Cutie's been pushing a Patreon for a long time, and I've been really hard stop on it for a long time. And she was right. There's a lot of money there, for sure. But I'm like I'm a little insane when it comes to ethics, like too much. I overthink ethics constantly. The money was not ever really a concern to me. We lost a lot of money on Wine About It.
Thank you for bringing it back.
Thank you, Casual. Thank you, John. Thank you, Grimes. Obelix. But the money didn't really matter. The money didn't really matter to me. I've turned down a lot of sponsors. Streamer awards. When I was co-hosting, I can't do things. I can't accept money for things that are against my ethics. I'm just like very. The money was not a concern to me then. So. Yeah, that's why it took so long. So then everyone asking about, is it just on the Patreon? No. I will say our Patreon is damn good. I think it's really good. There's a lot of stuff that you get on there. It is also going to be on YouTube. Our first episode back is going to be on YouTube on the 29th, March 29th. And then in April is when everything starts up like it's listed out on the Patreon. So there are going to be 4 episodes per month on YouTube, 2 exclusive episodes per month on Patreon. And then on Patreon, there's a bunch of extra things, right? There's like I already said, the Trash TV show reacts are on there. There are mini episodes on there. There are going to be bloopers posted from our trailer put on the Patreon. So many broken bottles. We only bought 2. We only had 2 takes to actually throw the bottle. Funny thing about that, I did not think it would break. I don't know if you could see it, but we were trying to do a take where I threw it and it bounced off the wall because we thought it'd be funny. So I didn't throw it that hard. Like, I just went like, listen to me, and like threw it and it fucking shattered. We were both shocked. Like, Cutie was genuinely shocked because that was the first take that we did that. And she was like, what the, we thought it was going to bounce off the wall. I don't know. But anyway, there will be bloopers for that on the Patreon. And yeah, but there will be episodes on YouTube. It's just a lot of it's going to live on the Patreon. Wow.